She'll be introducing you to Lieutenant Colonel John E. Dixon, class of 1941.
Hi everyone, my name is Megan Shortsleeve, and I was given the privilege to sit down yesterday for an hour and a half to speak with Lieutenant Colonel John E. Dixon, or Jack as he insisted I called him. He flew here from Plano, Texas, where he moved in 1985, and he said he was only going to be there for 2 years, but he's lived there ever since. He's a Fairport graduate from the class of 1941, and he played football and basketball in high school, and was always up for having a good time. He was also assistant editor of the yearbook. Jack loved the people and the environment of FHS, and had great friends and liked almost all of his teachers. Besides making FHS a great place to be when he was there, he has also accomplished many other amazing things throughout his lifetime. Jack started his military career in the Navy, flying planes, but switched to the Marine Corps because he wanted to fly the best planes the military had, and he did. In September of 1944, Jack was sent to Guadalcanal and had his first encounter with war. He traveled many other places while serving his time in the war, places like Leyte Island in the Philippines. He completed 85 and a half combat missions while he was in World War II. Jack told me some pretty amazing stories, but the one that amazed me the most was the one about his half mission. He was shot down on a flight, and when he jumped out, he was 600 feet from the ground. And when he landed, he was in a patch of bamboo, and his feet were a foot from the ground. He was rescued by 3 Filipino guerrilla fighters and was taken to the headquarters and stayed there for 5 to 6 days before he was rescued. Jack returned home in 1945 and was married to his wife, Carolyn Whipple, on December 15th of that same year. He continued to stay in the reserve program and bounced around from job to job, not knowing what he wanted to do, but was reactivated in 1951 and sent to complete more training so that he could be more qualified to enter the Korean War. This is where he successfully completed 101 combat missions and was placed in many different squadrons, ranging from an observation squadron to a ground control intercept squadron. Jack has received many honorable ribbons and a lot of recognition for the work he's done throughout both of those wars. Some of these include 4 Distinguished Flying Crosses and 14 medals. But when asked, Jack said out of all the accomplishments that he had made throughout his lifetime, the one that has the most value to him was his marriage. He told me that he's known his wife since she was 5 years old, and on their first date, Jack knew she was the one. Carolyn and Jack had a 63-year marriage and 6 children together. Jack Dixon is one of the most wholehearted and grateful people I've ever met in my life. If you ever need someone to explain to you the beauties of life, ask Jack. He's 89 years old and still remains extremely active. He takes an art class, and from time to time, you'll find him still on the golf course. In fact, he said when he turned 80, he shot his age. For the hour and a half that I was with Jack, he did not complain once. He told me that he has so much to be thankful for in his life because he's been so blessed throughout his years. He is truly a terrific man, and I am extremely lucky to have the opportunity to have had the opportunity to get to know him. Thank you, Jack, for being the great person that you are and for all you've done throughout your lifetime. And so it is my honor to introduce you to the newest member of the Fairport Alumni Wall of Fame, class of 2010, from the class of 1941, Lieutenant Colonel Jack Dixon.
Megan, great job. A Fairport grad in the class of 1931, but of course, with the Great Depression on, he had to actually help support his brother and his family eat. And he drove all the way from Penyan, and he's here with his son Harley, who was class of 1960, the first class that actually, the first full year of Minerva Dam, when that was the high school. So I want to recognize you and welcome you back.